Hello and welcome to Your Broken Galaxy. I'm Broken, and today I'm doing the 20th video in my 128 character Star Wars versus tournament. It's supposed to be a comedy. I hope you're laughing at some of these. It is Rune Haako versus Depa Billaba. So for those of you that don't know, Rune Haako is Newt Gunray's second-hand frog in The Phantom Menace. Depa Billaba was a Jedi who was originally trained by Mace Windu and was then the trainer of Kanan Jarrus. Let's go! During the Clone Wars, Miss Depa Billaba is sent on a journey to apprehend the high-ranking Trade Federation executive, Rune Haako. So she goes to a planet with this little base, busts in, kills all the B-1 battle droids, and she steps up to the main office and says, "Rune Haako, I know you can hear me. Open the door and come peacefully." And Haako, on the other side of the door, is completely panicked and ends up calling for 8 destroyer droids from the storage facility next door by punching in some keys on his keyboard. After 20 seconds, Depa says, "Fine, we'll do this the hard way," and takes out her saber in order to melt the door. Just then, 2 droideka roll up and start firing. Instead of batting away the blaster bolts and running like a coward, she just uses the Force to grab these 2 machines, one in each hand, and then break them. Then she turns back to the door and takes her lightsaber out again. But the next 2 droids come rolling up, and she does the same thing. Rune is freaking out because he remembers back when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just ran away in The Phantom Menace. The next 4 droids he programs, and they all come at the same time, and she isn't able to grab them all at once. There's just too many, so she does start running, and Rune laughs as he's staring at his monitor at her. The base has all sorts of internal base cameras because, the Trade Federation seem to be the only people that know how to use cameras. He is sending the destroyer droids as a unit, and Depa Billaba is trying to find a way to destroy them one at a time. She ends up turning a corner and stopping, and just as the first one comes around the corner, she slices it while it's still in its ball form with her lightsaber. The other 3 pop up and start firing, and she takes a hit to the left shoulder and runs away in pain. Rune laughs as he watches. She tries the same trick again and destroys another one, but this time, instead of just popping up to start blasting, one of the droids straight up runs her over. She gets trampled. Her arms get caught up in its gears and gaps and little spindly bits, and ends up breaking a number of the fingers and, in bones in her right hand and her wrist. But she is able to destroy the thing with another Force Crush. The last destroyer ends up popping up and starts blasting away. She barely has the strength to stand, and she throws her horribly injured left arm out there with the lightsaber in order to deflect the first shot, and she does, but her saber is batted back out of the way because she doesn't have the strength to hold it still. The second blaster bolt hits the saber in the hilt, destroying it, and the third hits her in the knee. She falls to the ground again, which causes the next 3 bolts to pass over her. So, lucky for her, when she hits the ground, she gets the wind knocked out of her, unable to breathe, but she is able to grab the thing with the Force and uses her hand to crush it. She then just lies there for a moment in pain. Rune is again freaking out. He is totally out of droids and has no idea what to do. Depa stands up and after a minute walks to a doorway. She sees a little water dispenser nearby and goes in to get a drink. Rune is watching this on his monitor. He hits the button to close the door, and then he releases the poisonous gas known as Dioxis. Depa, unable to breathe, starts coughing and falls to the floor. She ends up using the Force to push a hole through the bottom of the wall, and it's a metal wall. It is twisted and shattered and jagged-edged. But because she's so small, she's able to fit through the hole while holding her breath. She makes it out, suffering horrible cuts from head to toe from the sharp metal edges scraping across her body. She is back in the main corridor, and after 10 minutes of recovering on the ground, she manages with significant pain to stand. She drags her broken and bloody body to the main office. Upon arriving, she uses the Force to pry open the door. Her exhausted state and the heavy door prove quite a match, but after 5 minutes, she gets the door open enough to squeeze through. She looks on the desk and sees a note which reads, "Master Jedi, I decided to step out while you were resting. I apologize for the poor hosting I have provided you. Meanwhile, Rune Haako, who had just walked out of his office and to his spaceship and took off while Depa Billaba was resting after the gas attack, is watching her on closed-circuit TV on his ship. He hits a few buttons, and the ship starts blasting away at the base, destroying it entirely. Depa Billaba is trapped alive under the crushing weight of the entire building, and Rune Haako escapes to swindle another day. So there you have my video for today, folks. Depa Billaba lives using the Force to escape, but she is very clearly defeated, and Rune Haako will return for round 2 of the tournament. If you want to vote to see who wins these things, you can sign up for my Patreon. If you sign up at any paid level, I have levels of $1, $3, $5, and $10, you are able to cast your vote. In this vote, it was Rune Haako that went. I honestly can't remember if it was a landslide victory of 2-0 or if it was 1-1 and I chose with a coin, but right now I only have 2 patrons, and if they vote for different people and it's a tie, I decide by flipping a coin. You could be the tiebreaker vote if you sign up. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that garbage.